There was just this one scene, and I just sat there and I got to manufacture this deep past, dark past, and I ended up turning around to Oliver and saying, "Everybody's in this life for themselves, kid." You know, and I just, but you know, at that moment, I just loomed over the top of him, and the firelight was going, and it was primordial, and it was like an age-old moment of saying, "Life is tough, kid." And I just said it with this, I don't know, it seemed to have everything that I thought was going to be like, okay, when it goes down, that's where I've got to go, you know. And it was kind of like a gear, there was a gear put into place there that I knew would work later.
It's nice because it's rare that you do get those moments, because, you know, it's quite interesting that moment you talk about the sense of loss. The same, there was one moment, Baron Writer, you know, like you get, when you join these shows, you get like a one-pager about the character, and obviously Baron wasn't exactly as Baron Blitzberg, but I knew a bit about my backstory, but I had a time where he talks about his family being like killed in an African village, you know, and it's funny when you say those things as an actor, it does sort of, you are able to anchor your character a bit more, and you know, just take it to a deeper level, and then use that, you know, for having an even bigger understanding of why you are doing the things that you want to do, you know, and I love the fact, my favorite scene is when you did kill Moira, just because of, you know, it was connected to, like, you remember the promise, do you know what I mean? And you got everybody there, and you know, the stakes were so high, just the cold-bloodedness, and it was so simple yet so chilling, you know what I mean?
And the reason why that scene worked really beautifully as well is that she did such an incredible performance. You know, there was this moment where she used a line that wasn't even in the script, where she turned around and she said, "Stay back, my babies." Like this, the mother protecting her children, you know, and it was just this, you know, at the time I was just kind of like, you know, I'd chosen what I was going to lock myself into, and I then had to address her, but it was like this, I think I made this comment about, if only your son had, you know, had your strength, you know, and then there was this kind of like, you know, almost samurai moment of executing her in this very, very warrior world kind of way, you know, this very, very dark world, but it was kind of poignant, because there was all these really, really important emotional things flying around in that moment, except that all just wasn't all dark. It was all kind of about heroism and certain things and commitment, and it was, yeah.
Cool, I think we've got time for one more. Did you say someone on the back, front row? You are going to be the final question.
Okay, we've got two questions. Yeah, two. Hey, you.
Make them quick.
It's for both of you. Is it really hot in your costumes when you're doing the scenes?
That's a great question. So, when I joined Arrow season 4, I was in Vancouver and it was really warm, and so it was hot. And then after a couple of episodes, we were into September, and it was really cold, like 5 a.m. You're in the forest. I've got thermals everywhere. I've got heated socks, heated pants, heated gloves, and I was freezing my toes off. It was really, you know, and then you're trying to be mean. I'm trying to be like, "Mr. Queen, I'm gonna kill you, Mr. Queen." And I'm just like, "Jimmy, cut." Jimmy, you're shaking. I was like, "It's cold." You know what I mean? I'm from London, but this is some cold. And so what I would used to do, I used to go around the corner and sort of do some press-ups and do some punches before I come on set. But it is cold, but then there is that moment where you forget that you've got the cameras, you forget that everyone's around you, you're just in the moment, and then that's beautiful for me, because suddenly I'm not Jimmy, the actor being cold, I'm Baron Writer, sort of twitching and looking at Mr. Queen saying, "Tell me where the power is, and otherwise I'm going to kill you." And it's like, they're the most, for me, they're the most beautiful moments where you forget where you are, when you're just plugged in as a character. Great question.
Yeah, having come from Spartacus, I was glad to get some clothes on. Because in Spartacus, let me tell you a little bit. In Spartacus, we had the traditional Roman gladiator outfits on, which were just a little sort of loincloth kind of thing, and we were filming in the middle of winter, and it was freezing. We'd have to chew ice so that when we spoke, fog wouldn't come out of our mouth. That's how cold it was. And the first season that we shot of Spartacus, they didn't realise that we were all going to freeze, and so they'd done no preparations in this very big room just like this. If a room like this has got the sort of coldness of a New Zealand winter coming through open doorways where they're moving machinery and whatnot, it's just like an icebox. So I was absolutely freezing. As you were saying, Vancouver can be very, very cold in winter, and when I arrived there it was very, very cold. And then once I got the Slade costume was nice, big, sort of military outfit, and I'd wear thermals underneath and heated socks and heated clear. And then, once I got the Deathstroke costume on, it was just great to have clothes on. And warm clothes, yeah.
I can't believe you shot Spartacus in the winter.
Oh, brother, it was
Excellent. We better go for this final question. We've been waiting, well, it better be good now, we've been waiting this time for it.
I come from a long way from Spain to come and see Manu, that he really exists.
Thank you.
I have two things, a question and something for you, if I can take those. If you can.
If you've come all the way from Spain, come up on the stage.
Come up, man. Yeah, come up.
You got the steps so he can assist you up.
Got to make up all from Spain. It's a long way.
How you doing?
You can do that.
Well, my question is, which role do you enjoy more, Crixus, Alanon, or Slade?
Let me have a look at my present first. Thank you. It's capturing all the different characters. Thank you.
From all of your papers, here's Alanon,
Okay.
Crixus,
Thank you.
and Slade. This is my favorite role of you.
Thank you. Yeah. Look,
Now you must choose one.
Yeah. It's just that the Spartacus series, for me, the Crixus role was such a huge, complete arc. I really got to bring a character in, have flashbacks that took him back in time, that made him more vulnerable, then came back and sort of made this leap from being a self-centered gladiator to being a man who possesses a love and then has to sort of find his way to lead other men. And that was such a journey, such an incredible journey. And then the death scene for me was just pivotal in terms of ending this Crixus life story, and it was complete. For me, and the fans of Arrow know it, there's an incompletion to the character, and so I feel like I've run half a marathon and all of a sudden been pulled off the track, and so even though that character's a wonderful character to play, for me it's completely unresolved. And with Alanon, I'm just at the beginning, and he's a very interesting character, and I love the books. I mean, Terry's books are fantastic, and I'm just hoping that that development of that character is going to be equally a continuous challenge. And who knows how it'll be completed, but Crixus is probably the only role that gave me like a huge journey, like a 3-year journey, and then a sort of a whole, exclamation mark at the end of the journey. Yeah, so that's my favourite, yeah, without a doubt. And Andy Whitfield, working with Andy Whitfield, a great Welshman.
Well, sadly that's all we've got time for, but if you put your hands together and thank Jimmy, Manu, sorry, what was your name?
Thank you.
Michelle, thank you very much.
Where's your friend? Is your friend there?
I got it. Actually, guys, this is my first Comic-Con. Can I do one of those selfies with you guys? Yeah, do you mind? You all right? All right, let's do it.
Taking a selfie. Yeah.
You said you're good.